There.
Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Mr. R.
You forgot.
And this is Mr. Echo, and
today
let them introduce themselves.
By the way, before we say that, today our generous hosts are here because it's TechKunja or also Line Academy.
It's called for TechKunja.
They got these nice cups and they've given us coffee and recording in their offices, this cozy office, and I must say the lighting and the sound really pops in this office, right? I'll always go on a rant. Anyways, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Okay, big man, you go first.
Rather than introducing ourselves, it would be better if we could introduce each other.
Oh,
so that way it will be easier for us to give nicknames. First, I'll introduce this guy, this fatso to my left. You can call him Ati. We generally call him Ati. He is one of the co-founders of our company TechKunja, and he is a designer. He is a very excellent designer. He does front-end related stuff, like if you see something on a website and all the good designs that we have done, it's done by all these guys.
That's all?
Yeah.
That's all for me?
Yeah.
So little. Okay. This man, this is what we call him Odor. He's Odor in his body size. Suits Odor nickname. That's good. And he's currently involved in back-end stuffs. We started this company back in 2015 together. When we knew very little about coding at that time, and he was the one who knew some stuffs more than us, and he's involved in back-end Python stuffs. He's doing that, and he done like front-end. That he can do nothing about front-end.
I mean, he could do Django, but then you'd be out of a job after that. I'm just joking. Like if he started talking, I would be out of a job. He does the sound and the lighting and the camera and everything. The only thing I bring to this is like crazy.
We are committed to save each other's job.
Crazy ideas and things like that. The reason we are here today is following our from day one we've promoted entrepreneurs, we promoted people who are trying to do something in Nepal. And why would they made me say Nepal, not instead of Nepal. I'm turning into one of the actual Nepalese in this country. Anyways, I go on a rant. So what we tried to do in the past few weeks or months is try to bring like an entrepreneur to life. And I've known these guys for almost 3 or 4 years now. Not personally, but I met them personally recently. But I've seen their work, and it's very, very nice to see that people who've just graduated out of their colleges and they've done something productive. What do you think, like, people like you, like who graduated right out of college, they need to do some sort of entrepreneurship, or why they don't need to do it? Can you make a case for either or?
It's a matter of choice.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I think. It's all about entrepreneurship. Like, there should be something in back of your head, like I want to do something. By doing that thing, it's not only going to benefit me, but for a greater mass. If that's the thing that is in the back of your head, then you should go for entrepreneurship. No, you want to lead an easy life, you just want to work from 9 to 6, 10 to 5, get a good decent salary, get married, have children, live a happy life, retire, then entrepreneurship is not for you. In our experience. Basically what we had was there were 5 of us in our class, in the class of 48. There were 5 of us.
This is like Pulsuk campus, like the best engineering school in Nepal. Just plugging it in. We do have one of the best engineering schools in Asia. Just telling you that. This is said. I'm not the one.
Let me give you a little background story, like how TechKunja actually formed.
Yeah, this is a good history.
There were 48 of us in our sections, like all were proud, like I'm studying in TechKunja. I'm studying in Pulsuk campus and everything.
His dreams are so big that we are proud to start. That's the dream to have. Go ahead.
And then out of that, I had a friend with whom I went to school together, Sagar Arya. He had a friend with whom he went to college together, +2, Sagar Adhikari. So we 3 formed a group, like for doing some of the
so you're stuck between 2 sagars, like 2 oceans.
Yeah. And
SPS.
Yeah. No, not SPS. And then there was C programming in our first semester, and then we three did one basic car racing game, and the project was presented by PSS. We formed a company named PSS. It was not an official company, just a name. And after that, second semester, we didn't have much of projects. We three were close. By then, I had known Samip as a guy, like, he was fat, he used to sit in the front of the class, and I thought he's the guy who will top, like
the reliable guy.
Yeah, he's the geeky one.
Uh-huh.
I thought that at beginning. Then what happened was, fate brought us together, and there was this competition called Ansel App Camp. It happened for 2 seasons, and it was one of the biggest app competition in our country.
Yeah.
It's sad to say that it has stopped now. And
Yeah, I know the reason, the bomb blast and everything.
no, it's not about bomb blasting.
Oh, it's not about the bomb blast?
It's our
It has
company
stopped.
changing, like from
Management change.
Yeah.
Oh,
After Exata bought the company, they discontinued that event.
That's sad. Like, can you bring it back and tell, like, and sponsor us too? Like,
Yeah,
we need the
you
money.
must.
Yeah, just tell them to sponsor us, man. We need the money. It's like so that we can like actually have this like conversation in front of like 30 people who can like share your experience too.
Yeah.
Next time you do it, so then you can say Hodor and like Hati is here. Anyways, go on.
Yeah.
I go on a rant.
And then what happened was, this guy, Ati, along with one of his another friend, Sabyu, and they thought that they will go to the Ansel App Camp, and they wanted one more guy, and they consulted Sagar Adhikari, which was in our PSS, and Adhikari asked us, and we said, yeah, you can go. And later on, and what I thought was, we should also go there.
Go.
Yeah, we should also go there, and I asked to Sagar Adhikari, can you come back? I asked him, like, let's do together, leave them. That was what we said at first. And then he said, no, my name has already gone. Then what I said,
So you're pulling some Game of Thrones kind of shit right there. Fucking- He's justifying his name right there, but yeah,
and then what happened was,
Cases must live on.
yeah.
and then what happened was, like in Ansel Akram, and there can be 5 people
In a
a team, and there are only 3. We 2 were remaining, and that is how we 5 got together.
Oh, nice.
We did one app, then we didn't progress anything. Like we were eliminated from the first round itself, and in the second round, like we got
Second
up
season?
in second season, we got up to top 6. Like that's something good.
That's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Going from getting eliminated in your first year and then having that underdog story. When they make a movie out of your life, that's
Yeah.
gonna be like 2 seasons of
And then we went on to
2
top
seasons of a movie.
6. Then what I used to think in second semester itself was like we should form a company. Like if we are a company, like we can do something legally. And
Second semester.
yeah, I thought about that in second semester. And then when we formed like with Ati and Sabyu, then what we thought was like we should do that. And like we thought of various names. Most of the names were taken. Then we settled for TechKunja, and it took us some time to register because we are always doing some work, everything.
Yeah, it's a whole process. Yeah.
And then I think in 2015, in our 5th semester, yeah.
So it took you from like your second semester to 5th semester, and you did it.
Yeah, we registered it formally, but in between too, we had already done some projects that yielded us some real money. It was not that much, but
Not real money, but money.
yeah, it was
You
money.
can consider
Let's
it
just say you paid taxes for it.
No, we didn't pay tax for that.
What the hell? Why are you saying that?
It was like one of our friend wanted a kind of website, and it was not even taxable amount of
What
money.
we did after we got the money, first money.
Don't say how much money you like got on
I
your
think,
first job,
no,
because that would set the precedent for everybody else to undercut.
I
you
think
on
we
your
went to Dokema Cafe for the first time. I think.
No, that was not for Dogaima Cafe.
When was that?
We spent all of that money in one sitting in a cafe, CFC cafe.
Oh yeah,
It was
CFC
that
and
Chinese
Ticket
fried
Cafe.
chicken?
We went
Chinese
to the
fried
cafes
chicken,
that day.
City Food Cafe,
Okay.
It's in front of the Kunja campus.
Kunja campus.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice
You
cafe.
guys just spend it for fun. That's
Yeah,
good. That's
that's
good. That's good.
And because it was not even any money,
Yeah.
and by continuing, like we started getting some projects, we started doing taxable amount of projects,
And
and
they
then
pay taxes.
what happened was there is a project called Nepal in Data. Like it's an open data portal. We built it when we were in, I guess, 7th semester, and it had a big opening. Like they launched it in Punjab campus itself, but the vice president of he was vice president of what?
What vice president?
No, the guy who came to unveil that.
Sony Magle.
Yeah, Sony Magle came to unveil that. Like he's the vice.
He's not vice president. He's
Who's
co-chair for the National Planning Commission.
Yeah,
Oh, that dude. Okay.
yeah.
That economics guy.
Oh, by the way, like I don't know anybody in this. I don't know it. Basically, all I know is bullshit.
Like he's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He came, he launched
Intelligent.
everything. Like,
Oh, he's got a big personality.
yeah. Yeah, like you did a good job, and like we're proud. And after that, we're continuing on doing some projects, outsourcing projects, not only of nation, but we have got some projects, international projects too. And beside that, we have still got some in-house projects that we want to sell to other customers, like so we can have a regular revenue stream.
Yeah, that's really good.
And about our internal project, I think can explain it better.
Yeah, that's a good one. Dude, this is like a shit show. Everything goes on here. And continue, man.
Yeah, talking about internal projects, it's kind of, we don't call ourselves a startup company.
Yeah.
At first, we didn't have any idea to, start up. What do you call them? The entrepreneurs, they have big ideas, they go to investors, they ask for money, but we didn't do any, that's also, we didn't do anything like that. We just form a company and we started doing outsourcing jobs. And we started thinking, how long will it go then? Will it go for a longer time? Can we sustain these projects? The Nepali projects, they have big work and small money. We call them like that. Okay, and we thought of many ideas. I think we dropped about 10 or 20 ideas already. At first we thought the minor projects, major projects in university, we can continue after that. We can carry on that projects. We thought they were big ideas, they can sell, they can make us good money. But no, they didn't do anything. They can't do anything. And we thought about, we jumped the ship and let's go to this big market. Like we started thinking about this ERP system. Okay, and ERP is
What for
Enterprise.
people who don't know shit like me from your field,
Yeah.
and now they're talking about tech. Like this is actual like
Yeah.
coding and like something you see like on the internet. Of people doing hackable things, whatever. I don't know. I'm just learning these things. So enterprise resource planning system.
Yeah.
So you started doing that.
Yeah, we started. We didn't just started. We just first of all we researched on that topic. How can we get the clients? What actually we have to do there? Can we do it?
So can I ask you just before like you go on?
Yeah.
So what's like the difference you found like when you do something without research and when you do something with research? Meaning like you guys talked about.
To be honest, most of them we neglect the research part. We jump directly into the coding in college time. In the first phase of our starting the company, we used to do that. This research, no, and we used to think like, did Facebook, did Mark Zuckerberg did research on social networking before starting Facebook? We used to think like that. Not all projects will go on like that. It maybe have sometimes luck also, and but we have to follow the procedure. This is a big market and big money, big time, resource involved there. So we researched and luckily we found 2 clients before starting the project. And at first we didn't know about the domain knowledge. We have to first gather the domain knowledge, what to do. For example, if you are doing a information system for a restaurant, then you have to know everything about restaurant, how it works, how clients are handled, how orders are handled. We have to research on that, and luckily we found a company. We can name it here, isn't it?
Yeah, you can promote any of your businesses here. we sold out long time ago.
That's a company called Pila Technology. They build robots. They are into AI business, artificial intelligence.
Yeah, Pilot Robots, if you want to come into the podcast or sponsor us.
And they have started a digital restaurant, a complete digital restaurant.
Oh, nice.
The waiters are robot, robots
I've
solve
heard about this. This was on the news.
Not KFC, it's called the Naulu restaurant, Naulu Digital Restaurants in
Okay.
Dharwad.
I think the difference between KKFC and Naulu is that KKFC bought those restaurants,
Yeah.
Naulu built those built those
Robots and restaurant as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like, this is me learning.
Like, we are sitting and robot come and
It
you know,
solves us.
delivers.
This is happening in real time. Like,
Yeah.
You can go to Dharwad, man. They have
Yeah.
got a good restaurant there.
Good food and the environment also, cozy and all good there.
So-
Robots are cool.
So it has got an international media coverage too.
Yeah.
First fully robotic restaurant in South Asia, I think.
So now let's go to something like a little bit more serious and a
Yeah.
little bit less specific to you guys. Going on transitioning to the thing about robots doing businesses.
Yeah.
It's a big question that people everywhere think that robots are going to take over your like jobs and stuff. And in a restaurant, you usually see people being waiters and working such like less specific jobs. So that most of them I see are trying to migrate to a different job through that field, and just a way to pay your bills. So, what's your take on like?
The robots are not taking any jobs. They may be taking the ordinary or regular jobs, but people can find new type of. They can create new type of jobs.
Uh-huh.
So that I don't think the evolution of robots or the advancement in robotics won't do any harm in this employment sector.
Mhm.
It may create more employment after that also.
I think
I think that-
there might be some gap period where there
Yeah.
might be some limited jobs for
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
like very less
As a
amount
student of economics, I can say that's called frictional unemployment.
Yeah, that's
Fictional.
fictional
Fictional.
unemployment. Like during industrial revolution, like
Yeah.
people were afraid like we won't get any jobs, like everything. will
Yeah,
be
like
taken.
all the horse riding
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
were afraid of the automobiles
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
But there was some time like people with horses or horse owners, like they might be afraid, but eventually we'll come to a point where we get new jobs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Like if
Like drivers came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
drivers came,
Like so.
like if let's talk only about waiters.
Mhm.
If like robotic waiters come, then there is possibility for more people to find jobs like maintaining those.
Robots, right?
Robots, like-
So, what about like a 50-year-old person who has little bit or no skill? Now, why I'm asking these questions is because I see a lot of these questions being asked in the policy level
Yeah.
at a different Western country. But what we don't realize in our country is whatever happens in India or China gets here like faster than we can imagine, right?
Yeah.
And I see that a lot of that happening in China, and India is not that far like behind in that terms. So if all those jobs are gone away, and already we have such a bad economic standpoint in terms of job training and everything like that, what do you think as a programmer or like a skilled like employer? You guys are employers too. So what kind of skill set do you require for an employee? Now this goes out for everybody who's trying to get a job somewhere as an intern or like a newbie. What kind of skill set do you think like you might want on a person, even as a programmer? Like, if you were to hire me and I had no programming experience, what kind of other experience you might see in me that you could translate into programming?
I think basically we are software development company,
Mhm.
and programming is a basic thing that we require,
Mhm.
like basically.
Mhm.
But again, the thing is that IT is not a business on its own. IT is just an enabler.
Mm-hmm.
Like software, hardware, they just enable other businesses
Mhm.
that can grow. So besides some guy who doesn't know anything about programming, we need people who has got domain
Knowledge.
Like if there is some guy who is into accounting and everything, like we can use that guy, his expertise and everything, so that we can create a system
Mm-hmm.
in which we can like build everything automated
Mhm.
using accounting. And now there might be a question like, you will build a system for a year, that guy would be employed for a year, then after that when the system is completed, that guy is out of job. But it doesn't happen because there are changes going on in every industry.
Mhm.
So to cope up with that changes,
You need to hire that guy. Keep hiring that guy.
we need to keep hiring that guy for a not only longer period of time, always.
Yeah, so even if you did like machine learning and then you had some sort of a AI, you need some sort of an expert to
Yeah.
like check if the parameters are correct, and if that AI is functioning well.
Testing, for testing also you need some human interaction with the AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just disclosure, he's a CSIT student too, and I'm sitting here in front of 3 CSIT students and trying to learn what it is about this industry that's
Just a
being
correction, we are not CSIT students.
Like,
We are computer engineers.
Yeah, computer engineer.
And I'm an IT engineer.
So here's now you
What's
might
an
think
IT
like you might think as a mechanical engineer I do not have I might have like some sort of experience. I do, but it's like like you said, every domain has like so much knowledge that you can't grasp it all on your own. And even like it's so specific for me. Like even in mechanical engineering, there are certain things I'm really good at, and there are certain things that I don't know shit about. And like my friends might even argue the things I claim to be good at, might not even be good at it at all. And it's all about practice. Now, let's go do something lighter. What do you guys do for fun around here? Like, what do you guys do? Not like, they don't do drugs here. Don't do drugs here. They don't do drugs. Nobody does weed here. This isn't the chill room. This isn't anything.
For fun, like there are many activities that we do for fun. The working environment here is like, I think it's good. You can ask with other our employees too. Like it's not totally like working environment, like you have to come here, open your laptop, work and then go. No, it's not. We all are friends here.
We all have flexible hours. And, employee can come at any time. They can go at any time. But while doing so, we have we learned that instead of putting pressure on the employees, if you let them loose and let them fly, let them do by their own.
So you're trying to do guilt tripping everybody, like if they spend 2 hours doing nothing, they're like, oh yeah, I gotta do something now. Spend 2 hours in the office doing nothing.
No, it's not basically like that.
By the way, before I say that, how many employees do you like employ here?
I think in total
we have 14. We have a team of 14 people, along with 5 co-founders. One is a full-time employee, and others are interns.
Interns or part-time employees.
Part-time employees. That's pretty cool. So like
there are guys who can't make it here on Wednesdays and Fridays. Like you'll be here for 4 days in a week, but he can't make it here on Wednesday and Friday. Like he still works here. Like we have got that flexible hours.
okay, now like you might tell now. So I'm gonna ask something that might sound like a little bit like too SJW, but I got to ask it. So I've seen a lot of males in this old office. Why aren't there females? Now I'm not asking you need to hire females. No, to tell me what's the process. Why it's so hard to find like females in the tech industry, at least in Nepal right now.
Okay, let me give you an example. Like
We have 2 girls working in TechKunja.
we have got 2 girls. Like out of 14, there are only 2 girls.
Uh-huh.
But let me give you a scenario. In a class of 48 students in Pulcha campus, there are only 4 girls.
Damn, that's
Because
Yeah, that's the problem.
girls are not that much interested into tech and all.
Yeah.
Like
or
it's-
even like that. It's not enticing to them.
yeah, because if you want to get into tech, then you should forget your sleeps. Like you really need to forget your sleeps. Sleep is not something that you can afford.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do shit all night. Then only you can get good at it. Not best, but just good, better. You might get better. And I think like you get dark circles. If you can check, I got so many dark circles.
I have them now. I sold my soul
So-
and I don't have them.
No, I'm not being like I'm not
Being an
sexist or anything like that. But girls generally don't want dark circles. And the girls that are in tech business, that are in tech,
We put a warning right up front before the show. So I don't have any problems with what
no,
you're
this
saying.
is my personal.
I don't have
my personal view. Like I can say it to anyone.
Yeah, this is a universe. By the way, this is a universe. You can say anything you want here. Nobody will get offended.
Yeah.
Now,
So let me complete that. And after that, like if there is a girl that comes into tech industry and she does really good at it, like there are girls that I have known that they are much better than other guys. They might be the best in the industry, but the problem with those girls is like they are limited.
limited meaning. Oh, number of people.
The number of those girls is limited, and they can easily get a job of high salary.
Oh, okay.
And we can't afford that.
Yeah, that's
That is also a problem because we are just like in starting business, like
Yeah, and
we can't afford.
the real reason that I see from your perspective, what you said was like the dark circle thing was a joke, but the real reason behind that is Nepal is so much regressive in terms of like if you had to work like 14 hours a day, let's say, not only during the day, at night.
Yeah.
You could go to your hostel or any office and you could work till 2 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah.
and you could go back home safely, right?
Yeah.
But the safety issue is so bad for ladies here
Yeah.
is that even if they decided to like follow the routine, they like the job, they like the grind, they want to work that late, they can't. It's not that safe for them to.
It's like
Go from-
society doesn't want female.
Yeah.
They can
Take
go
off.
home at
At 2 a.m. in the morning,
No,
even
yeah.
even if the society outside was safe, let's say
Yeah.
the police escorted them and then everything was safe, the parents at home are not that responsive. When you come at 2 a.m. in the morning at your house, even right now, for me, it's very hard. Imagine if a lady had to do it. And we need to change that in some sort of a positive manner, but I don't think that's going to change soon. Do you guys think so?
There is, I think, more to that. Like a girl doesn't feel safe. Like if she feels safe too. Like as you said, our parents might not feel safe. Like there has been scenario in this office itself. Like if it gets late, like if it's 8, 9 itself, then we need to go to leave her to her room. We
Drop
do that.
her.
We need to
Yeah.
drop her to her room. Like it's our duty. Like
It's not out of easiness, but it's out of necessity in terms of societal manners. So following that, so when do you think like the work culture in Nepal is going to like really transform into being more productive? Like there are so many issues that's going to stop you from getting from your home to your office, right?
Yeah.
Like the traffic and all the dust. Don't even count that, but other bullshit that's gonna stop you. So what are the things that you face on a daily level, going from your home in Bhaktapur, right?
Yeah.
And coming to Patan. He goes through 3 districts.
yeah, I travel through districts. Like there are problems. Like there is traffic, a lot of traffic. Like Koteshwar is the most traffic filled area in this country. I can say that.
Yeah, that's
We've also talked about it in previous
dude.
episode.
Yeah, there's traffic up in the air, of course.
Yeah.
like there's always planes going around.
So like there are problems. One is traffic, and then sometimes like I reach office and like there are other problems in office itself. Like sometimes we don't get regular water. Like we are the guys who are working. Now we have to think about when will water come. We should like own the motor and everything. There are those issues too. Like if it was easily flowing water, it was available anytime, then it would have been easier for us. Then there's another problem of electricity.
Oh, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Kulman Gising sir has done a wonderful job,
Shout out to him.
but there are still power cuts.
Yeah, unstable, like
the
the grid
irregular
is
supply,
unstable.
There is still irregular supply, and we are not that big a company who can afford a generator or an inverter that can run 14-15 laptops at a time.
Yeah, that's very hard to like
Yeah.
get like the overhead of all that is going to pile up.
Yeah, like we have got a inverter that can run the router because we need internet, and after that all our laptops like they run for 2-3 hours.
Then all
Till then
they
we
are all
work,
dead. Then.
and after that we come here, play cards, and wait when will electricity come. If electricity was not a problem, then we could have worked whole time. So
Yeah, but playing cards is also good, you know.
no, playing cards when we want to play
It's good.
It's good.
But
when we are forced to play, it's not that good.
Not that good.
So, but talking about cards, what's your favorite game? Call break?
No, marriage.
Marriage.
Dude,
Marriage,
like,
guys.
like call break is the best, man, for me.
No, in corporate
Marriage is the
only
mother
4
of
people.
all games.
No, but listen to me. This is what I did though. We 4 people, right?
Yeah.
But we had 8. So everybody has like their concierge or an advisor. So 2 people. This is
Said that you know what shit is going to happen after 3 or 4 rounds of call break.
yeah.
Now,
Spades, by the way, for the people who don't know internationally what games it is, it's Spades.
it's called speeds.
Spades, because spade is the
Yeah,
most powerful card.
There is that one guy, I forgot his name.
Who's
We watched that series a lot, like detective guy.
Sherlock.
Yeah, Sherlock. You have watched Sherlock Holmes, yeah? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has got a mind palace, right?
Mhm.
That is cool, right?
Yeah, that's
In
pretty-
marriage, you need to create not a mind palace, but at least a mind room.
Yeah,
where you can like, it's all game of probability and everything. Like you see cards that are lying down, you see the 21 cards in your hand, and there are other players playing, and now you have to think. Not only think, use probability and everything. So to deduce that, you want throw anything of high value,
Uh-huh.
and it's a game that is way more interesting than call break.
Yeah, but
I can say-
let's end it at two each to their own. What did you want to say? But I don't want to debate this. But for me, call break is going to win it. Here's the other reason why. Every time I failed an interview, I would just wake up, drink tea, walk outside, and then everybody in that room knew I was going to play call break. To play call break, those people who wanted to smoke would go out and have a smoke, come back, cook food, play call break again, go out and do their thing, and I'm still at home doing nothing because
I think it's
Piece
more
of
of a
shit.
group of friends.
Yeah, I like it,
Because
sir.
everyone here likes to play marriage, and I think marriage is quite difficult. Like,
Yeah, it's quite difficult.
It's
more
difficult,
than
like-
call break.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
much more
Yeah,
difficult than call break.
marriage
There are
is not
people-
like, it's not about straightforward game. You have these rules. You throw this, you win.
Yeah,
It's
there's
not like
twists and turns.
A lot of twists.
every
Yeah.
card you throw brings new twist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
if we wanted to create an AI out of AI out of marriage,
Yeah.
it would be much more difficult
Yeah.
than creating an AI out of
Call break.
yeah, there's already a call break game.
Yeah,
There is
There's
marriage game
marriage
too.
game as
Marriage game
well.
too.
There's a marriage game.
What's that?
But if you play with a bot, that
It's-
bot is not that
it's-
sophisticated.
It's not that good.
That's cool. That's cool. So like, but isn't it? Yeah, let's not go to my perspective. Now, what I want to continue.
Yeah.
This is a conversation that him and I had in our earlier podcast, the last one, and that you and I had like 2 Fridays ago,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago,
What was that?
and then we like departed on like we agreed
On
to
Saturday.
disagree. We agreed to disagree. You want to shed light on what the conversation was?
What's that?
The deregulation of Nepalese investment outside the country.
Yeah. So in our country, there is a rule that does not allow us to invest any money in a foreign land.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that
yeah,
is that so?
yeah, we can't invest any money on any foreign soil.
Yeah,
Any
exactly.
Nepali cannot take any money for investment purpose in a foreign land.
Oh yeah.
Personally.
But here's the funny thing though. If you get a permanent residency in any place, the Nepalese citizenship automatically is invalid, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And then you can invest. That's
Of course.
That's a bullshit loophole though.
No, it's
That's
not a
not a
bullshit loophole.
loophole.
No, it's a great thing. It's not a loophole. Like if you get PR somewhere and invest there, your Nepali citizenship is gone.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who have got citizenship in other country, Nepali people, like they live there, they do everything there, and when they come back here, like for cheap airfares, for domestic transportation, they use their Nepali citizenship. But that's not legal.
Yeah, but like
But because we don't
how
have-
how do you even know like the Nepali citizenship is not in a database where they could cross reference between a passport and a database, right?
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we were able to do that, like Nepal can generate much more money. Like there are many Nepali people living outside. There are
So-
many Nepali people.
So
when
I
they
want
come
I
back-
want to ask
Yeah.
you like this
Just
is
a
the same
second.
conversation we had.
Oh, my brother called.
This is the same conversation we had last time. And we disagreed on this. I believe personally that you should be allowed as an individual citizen of any country to move your assets anywhere.
Yeah.
And our government is elected and voted in by the people, right? Now, there are 3 things that I really disagree with the economic regulations here. The first one is this like a non-investment clause. The second one is the 375% tax on everything imported, right?
Not everything. The big
Books.
ones.
The sophisticated items.
Yeah, everything that I want to import, I can. And then there's this other rule about who made this bullshit rule?
Wow.
Like you have to pay your auditor like 15,000 even if your company is worth like 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, do you really think you can like if you really started on your first day? Let's say you started on Baisakh. At the end of Asar Masanta, in 3 months, you could be paying 25,000 to like an auditor to just like audit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you have no
that's
transaction.
No
one-
transactions.
Yeah, zero transactions. See, the problem is that there was system of RA, registered accountant.
Mhm.
Now it's removed. Like
Yeah.
there are existing RAs that can work, but there are no any new registered accountant being registered.
Mhm.
There are only CAs, chartered accountant, and they charge a high fee.
Mhm.
And even though if you know people, know someone who is like, it can be your father itself or it can be your brother itself. but you need to pay those taxes. Like for an audit, the minimum rate is for zero balance is 15,000. So if you give the money or not, you need to pay the tax of 15,000. So, and I think that's a bullshit rule.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I start as a company, like as a very small company with no any investment or anything, I'm in a loss of $15,000 per annum.
Per annum, yeah, that's
Even
pretty-
though I'm having loss in my business.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a bullshit rule. We need to regulate things like what is the cash flow and everything. And to regulate that, I think there can be some systems. Like if your company is registered in VAT, you need to do VAT entry every month. Every month you need to do VAT entry. Like if it's OSAR, then by the end of Pado, you need to do entry for OSAR. I think there should be some system like that, where a company which has just started like for the first 3 or 5 years, like for 3 or 5 years,
First 3 or 5
The
years.
baby years.
The baby
Yeah,
years.
for the baby years, like they should not go through an auditor. They can create their own audit report, like a simple one, and use that. And like they can put a cap on like if the
Evaluation and
Yeah.
the revenue is certain.
if revenue is about 10 lakh, then they can
Like afford
they
it,
can
yeah.
afford a guy to pay like 20-25,000.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal. But when you are still in losses and you need to pay that, it's quite difficult.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit more regressive when you actually, you're in a tech industry, you don't need to, like, when you really start, if you're doing like a small scale jobs, you don't need to invest that. But for me as a mechanical engineer, when I have to invest in something, let's say like a factory or something, I would have to spend at least like 10 crores on like actual studies, and when I actually get it done, it's 5 years later. Like you can't start a factory willy-nilly, and it's very regressive in my view. And like I don't see any of the taxes at work, to be honest. I don't see any of the I don't see the point of paying taxes to this government. I still do, but I don't see the point. Do you guys see the point? Like this is so much, in my view, so bullshit. Do you have anything to chime in on that?
I think, yeah. I also don't see anything. We don't have the services that a government should provide.
Given the amount of money we pay.
Yeah, exactly. It's 375% of tax for a car.
Going back to the
and you
question,
don't have roads.
about that income tax, that import tax. There's some contradiction between what government plans and what is doing. The government is imposing those 350% tax or more than import because to promote internal businesses.
Yes, exactly.
And what is doing that putting again those taxes in those startups too.
Exactly. If you charge so much for the import and you have to promote the domestic product without
hassle. Why do
hassle.
we have to pay audit? Let's say, why do we have to pay for the audit if we are already paying 375% tax on a car? Like, doesn't make sense. It's crazy. There's an awkward side.
Like only talking about vehicles, like for a bike that's from 125 cc to 250 cc motorbike, you need to pay yearly around 530.
Welcome back. We had an issue with the camera.
The issue was they hadn't charged their camera, their battery. They were not well prepared.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? You gave us coffee with no
Without
milk
sugar.
and sugar. What the fuck? And also the other reason why we needed to get him in.
No, the coffee is good for your health. Black coffee without sugar is the best coffee in the world.
Fat gas sticks.
Try it, dude. And we have got a new guy here. His name is
Guru. He's a guru.
Yeah, he's a guru, right? And he's a guy whose name has no meaning at all. His name is the most vestigial thing in the world.
Not in the world.
Not in
Nepal.
the world, in Nepal. So you can like infer that he's Pandey.
Yeah, Pandey.
Pandey.
That's his
Yeah,
name.
that's
Pandey.
What do you do here? Like,
Before we start this, I want to say that how pointless this is. I was sitting downstairs and they wanted me to be here.
we went to go get some
I'm
tea.
here.
Yeah, and he's here.
Thanks
We were talking about the bikes.
Yeah. I was talking about bikes, and let me continue from there. Before that, let me give a short introduction of this guy. He's our good friend. He's also a computer engineer. He's a lecturer, and he's also associated with us in Line Academy. We didn't introduce Line Academy that properly. I am going to do that now. Line Academy is an institution that we have that we are running currently, and it offers courses that are all related to technological field like programming, AutoCAD, AutoCAD
All
of
those silly
electrical.
things we don't
Probably
things.
SolidWorks too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
SolidWorks.
SolidWorks.
Probably. I don't know. They're on the fence.
This
about
guy will also teach in Line Academy.
Yeah, but I don't know. It could happen. Yeah, I'm trying to.
So that's
I'm
right.
trying.
He told that on camera. So
Yeah, dude. But this is the fictional universe.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, we're talking about bikes.
Yeah, I was talking about bikes. What I was saying that for a bike of from 125cc to 250cc, like we need to pay yearly tax of 5,500. Like that's the road tax that I'm paying to travel on the roads that are owned by Nepal government.
Your government.
Yeah, my
The
government.
one you pay taxes
Yeah.
for already.
Yeah, that I'm paying 5,500. Now the thing is it worth it?
No, fuck no.
No. There are other aspects to that too. Like we need to pay some certain taxes. Like if you want to run on the road, like they should maintain the roads. It's for maintaining those roads.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. The money is not that high. Like 5,500 we can pay. But the thing is, by paying that 5,500 per annum, I'm not getting any services. Rather, my bike is degrading due to the quality of roads. Like wherever I go, there is jam. Then I should like gear it down to first gear, and I should pull the clutch and then it will destroy my engine. I think my mechanical engineer friend can more elaborate on that. Then there are
I can't even stress the fact that you need to take care of your any kind of equipment. Any equipment that you have that has mechanical parts, you need to take care of it. And if you use that vehicle in like a really rough area or some areas where you can't have good roads, that the life expectancy of that vehicle will decrease exponentially. And for off-road vehicles, why do you the off-road vehicles are so expensive is because they're designed to do that.
Yeah.
And if you buy any vehicle, make sure it's off-road in Nepal. It's not like a bullshit thing.
Exactly. Besides
but
traffic
that's-
jam, there are the condition of road is also not good. Not very good as well.
Not only bike, my own health is degrading. Like there are pots, my bike goes dang. Like I'm a big
Back
guy.
problem.
Like I'm big guy according to Nepali normal society.
Yeah.
I've got a back problem that affects my back. So what I want to say is I should be able to put a case on a court to the Ministry of Transportation or Road or anything. I don't give a shit about that. But I need to be able to file a case in a court so that I can win some money back. Because they are taking money
Dude.
for services that they are not giving to me.
Basically, a government is a corporation, and if a corporation frauds you, like they're doing right now,
Yeah.
what do you do in other countries or any civilized nation? You sue their ass, and then you get money. Think about, and if you mention this to any lawyer out there, I've tried to mention it. You know what they say? They'll call me an idiot or like a psycho for doing
No,
that.
I have tried this. Like I'm from that part of this country, of that district of this country, where there are most what they call them offices, like government workers, and I've got a huge circle of my elders, my friends who are in
Government services.
government services. And when I talked about this with one of my uncles, and he said that no, you can't do that in our country. You can't sue government.
Oh,
That's a bullshit thing.
No, that's actually wrong. Because there's this district. We talked about this in the show before. There's the people in this district that sued Nepali government because the river they were producing hydroelectricity or some sort of like they're using the river for that, and that destroyed their town, and they won money from the government because that's government property. So there's precedent for that. So you could sue their ass, and any lawyer worth any salt for in their law degree should reach out for potential clients like him.
Like what I say is, like let's form a group and let's sue the government if it's possible. Because when I talked with my uncle, he said that it's not possible. Maybe it was because he was defending the corporation that he was working for. It might be that. So if it's possible, then let's do it. There are many people who own bike.
If you
If you want to do that, then you can put it down on the comment sections. comment section. You can get together
Yeah.
and sue the government.
Actually, I even proposed like an idea of American. Do you know about ACLU? American.
We don't know city about
We have never been to
American.
Never been to
American
Where is
civil-
America?
Fuck that.
What is America?
Fuck
What
that
is
noise.
USA?
Dude. Fuck that noise. American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU. What it does is whenever there's like government is trying to infringe upon basic rights for human beings in that country, they sue the ass of the government. Whenever they did that little thing with like that baker or a person who didn't want to issue. Oh no, the government employee who didn't want to issue like the gay marriage license in some place, and they were denied. ACLU sued the ass out of that person, and then they made sure that that thing happened because the Supreme Court of America like allowed like gay marriage to happen. So we need some sort of a ACLU, and I was told that there's a civil liberties union in Nepal, but I haven't seen them do shit about this. And it's called Nagrik Samaj or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
Nagrik Samaj.
They're worthless.
Samaj, that's political Samaj.
That's worthless. You guys who say that you try to do shit, you're worthless. You have no respect. I'll take a picture with you. Who's trying to come in? Don't do this, man. Don't. What?
Who's there?
Who's there?
This is how shitty we are.
Who's there?
Who's there? Who's trying to?
Please don't disturb us.
ढोका में बस्या हो गया
Please don't disturb us. We are in the middle of a program.
have fun
Oh yeah, he's.
now I'm going
This guy,
Sagar Royal, we talked about.
his nickname is Kali. I don't think you can see it from the camera.
Yeah.
He's
He's so black.
He's the invisible.
He's black.
He's the invisible guest of our podcast. You want
He's here. He's here. Somewhere.
He's here somewhere.
He's here somewhere.
I'm somewhere
Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah.
cheers
Okay,
goodbye
bye. Have fun.
This is how pointless this is.
People come and go.
Yeah.
People come and go. That's the circle of life.
Yeah.
So
Talking.
I think the conclusion here is
Yeah,
we should sue the government.
We should sue the government, but yeah, like, can they take us to jail for saying that? Because like we're allowed to say that, right?
I don't know. How respected
Not respected.
We're not allowed.
Minister of
We don't-
might say that.
Not respected. We don't respect them. We have to, but we
No,
don't.
we don't, yeah.
No, we don't, but we have to say it in front of camera.
Camera. Yeah, fucking.
The Constitution of
Fucking
Nepal,
respected.
has a provision how we should respect the, VVIPs or VIPs.
Or so
we call Mausuf to, we used to say to kings now.
There's multiple
Some
kings now.
Mananiya, like that. We have
We have
hierarchy.
there's like multiple kings in. So to give you
The
perspective.
government of Nepal recently issued a list of all the VIPs, like
Yeah.
of all the people, like who's in the topmost order.
Uh-huh.
And in top, it's
Hierarchy.
hierarchy.
Yeah.
It's president.
Yeah.
And the list goes till 22 rank.
Yeah.
But there is not a single place for common people.
Yeah.
That is how fucked up our country is.
So
Common people don't get respect in our country.
so if any of you these people who are in this list, if you can understand English,
Yeah.
I doubt any of that. If you can understand English, this is the amount of respect you have accumulated from people from our generation. Look at your stance.
No, they have got PhD, so-called PhD.
Poon handler's degree, is that what? Anyways, that's what that is that like the end of this show or?
No, I was going to ask.
Yeah, let's continue this.
How did you start the company and how did you shift here? The transition.
Oh yeah.
Talk about.
That's a good question.
Yeah, you can.
That's another pointless question.
That's
Okay,
the,
yeah,
We
yeah,
found-
answer
that's
that.
the
We
story,
found the space and they got shifted here.
No. It's
no.
not about this shifting
No,
to this
no,
space, but
no.
how we
The
started.
kahani, the story, the climax, the whole journey,
beginning of
the
this
journey, the movie.
Like I basically said about the beginning, like how we began, like the whole story.
How did you team up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need to know that.
As a team, like we got together and we got together during our college time, so we didn't need any physical space. We violated some rules and laws there because a company.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because a company needs to have physical space.
But you did.
Yeah, we had a physical space, but it was not that. We never went to that place. Like it was in one of our friends' home. Like, it was free. Like we can use that. And basically, our working area was the garden in front of ICT building in Pulja campus. Like it was green.
That was
green,
our headquarter.
Yeah, that was our headquarter. Like we used to get there, like from a circle and like talk. We used to go back home, work, and next day again we used to talk there. And when there was some money inflow, then we used to go to a nice cafe or restaurant.
That's your office.
Yeah. Then that used to be our office, and soon after we graduated, like now we can't go to college anymore. Like,
We can go, but
we can go, but it didn't feel right.
yeah.
Yes, you don't want to be the guy who stayed behind trying to
Yeah.
score some, whatever. Score whatever. Yeah.
There was nothing to score. Yeah.
No, there was something to score.
But that wasn't what you.
scored. That was
That was scored for 4 years, and then the rest of the new stock you really didn't like. It could be anything. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
So after that, we thought that we wanted some physical space. So in the beginning, this guy had a contact with one of the big investor of our country. So he lent us a space in his company. Like he provided us 2 rooms. One was a meeting room. Like there was great sofa and everything.
Oh, you mean like the one in like Pornhub?
Yeah, casting couch.
The casting couch. yeah.
basically they started,
Doing porn.
he was investing in.
Oh, you guys are the reason why porn is banned in Nepal. I can see that now.
No, not we, but this guy.
How many terabytes, man?
Oh man, 0 terabytes. I don't
So-
watch porn.
We heard a
What's more?
story
I don't
about a
watch
pen
porn.
drive.
Nobody should watch porn because it is already banned in our country. We should not do things that
That are banned in our country.
Banned
For
in-
example, it's banned to criticize if something bad has
Yes.
happened. It's banned to think about.
You cannot sing a song.
Yeah, it's
You
banned.
cannot sing a song. You
oh,
can.
Yeah, that's the
It's banned to bring
Because it's-
some
Yeah.
positive thought in this country,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
Let the government have their own thoughts.
We should accept
we
what
can
is
do.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, let's get back to the point.
Back to that.
Yeah,
But
there's
you already put the fact that this is pointless.
Yes.
No, it's
he is
pointless.
missing the point that this is pointless.
Yeah, it is pointless, but there are some viewers who are trying to start on
1,
their
2,
own
3, 4,
thing.
5 years.
No, we actually have. We had.
You
30
had 14 views in the previous video.
Oh,
no,
that's
no,
bad.
14 subscribers, dude. And then you guys
That's
we
it, man.
yeah, but then we made you guys subscribe right now.
Yeah.
This guy
Anyway,
is just showing off that he has got
He has
an
an
iPad.
You have.
Rich guy.
He's the rich guy.
dude, how much tax did you pay for that?
I don't know. I paid in this. I brought it from abroad.
Grey market.
Go the grey market, yeah.
So basically, let's get back to the point of a pointless thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had 2 rooms, like one was working space for us where we used to code, and there was another nice meeting room where we used to meet our clients. And then things started going well. Then we shifted to our own office location.
We had only 1 month
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we stayed there for just a month, and then we shifted to
This
what's the place? No,
We shifted to Hattiban.
Hattiban.
From Dhobigat to Hattiban.
from Dhobigat to Hattiban, and there we had taken a flat. Like there was a kitchen, there was a room where we used to work, and there was another room where our employees used to work, and there only we used to have meetings with our clients. And after that, like we stayed there for around 6 to 7 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
And then after that, what we thought that we need to start an institution where you can like share our knowledge with other people, so we get skilled manpower for ourselves itself, like new
In-house.
skills, yeah.
In-house.
Then
Yeah, you can probably understand from the fact that if you train someone, you know their strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
and then you can sift out from whatever's there. You can get the people to work with you. I
Yes,
understand.
after
This
that,
idea, first came after we evaluated, about 60 to 70
Interns.
CVs we got.
And interns.
no, 260 CVs
Yeah.
followed by 40 interviews
Okay,
Yeah.
now let me
for our first internship call up.
let me
Wow.
tell you something about this though. So my first week in back in Nepal, I went and interviewed with this really nice company. It's called Yatri Motorcycles. If you guys are looking for a self Nepali made product, go Yatri Motorcycles. I applied for a mechanical engineering job there. Of course, I didn't get hired. They had a big standard or whatever. But the problem they told me was that people did not have the amount of skills
Yeah.
that they needed.
Yeah.
Okay, even if I didn't. I had bunch of issues, jet lag probably. I didn't even know how to operate a program right there because I was overwhelmed with everything around me. But the point of the matter is I've seen that problem happen everywhere else. The lack of talent, good talent here is so overwhelming, and you can see it from people you have no roadmap to go which way to go when,
Yeah.
if you're from not a really competitive school like you guys. And do you want to get into that before you finish that story? Like, why it is important to go to a good school in Nepal at least?
Yeah, the problem with schools, colleges in our country is like we have got more private institutions than public institutions. Private institution, the teachers are good. I'll say that. Like they teach well. Then the teachers that teach in public institution, but the teacher that they are in public institutions are better. They are good. They are good. But the thing is, in good public institution like our college, Pulcho campus or Institute of Medicine, teaching, the thing is, there is a selection procedure. Like out of 16,000 applicants in our year, like only 432 of us got into Pulcho campus. So there was a selection procedure that selected the
best out of the best.
Yeah, the best out of the best into that bunch. So out of the 48 students that got to study computer engineering in Pulcho campus, like they were already good people. Like they were good learners. They could learn fast.
Yeah.
But in private institution, the problem is
there's a diverse group.
yeah, there's a diverse group. There's one problem. And the next problem is the board that is running that private institution doesn't care much about
The skills.
skills.
Yeah.
They only care about the numbers and
Grades.
graduates.
Number of graduates, percentage.
So let me ask you. You teach at a private school too
Yeah.
here. So why do you think that the students that go to these private schools, or what's their psychology? Like, what do you see in the class that makes you pissed off that these people are not like active in?
No, the problem is that if they are going to, it's okay to be in the private institution.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, right? They don't have to be that talent as well, okay? But the problem is that they are not going to private institution by themselves. Their parents want them to be an engineer. They have no intention of being an engineer. They are not going to they're going there for learning, right? So they are there because they have bikes, they have already what they want. I am a teacher. I have been teaching for like an year, and I have not been able to afford a bike, right?
Yeah.
And they have already got the thing which I have not been able to own by myself. So they have all the physical needs they want, and the only thing their parent expects from them is that they should study, right? And the only thing they are missing is that they don't want to study.
Yeah.
Okay, they have different passions, They someone want to become a singer. They don't have a good voice though, but they have different.
You could become a singer without a good voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
For example, Chitraj Pandey.
Yeah, I'm a good singer. Thank you. I have a channel.
Dude, you don't-
Chitras Pandey, go subscribe to my channel.
Dude, I don't. Dude, the amount of people that
So
actually
the
watch
problem
this.
is that they are not there for learning, right? And we are trying our best. I have been teaching the same thing for 3 times, after I taught something, a concept of a subject, right? And then I teach a concept about that, and after 3 days they have gone blank. Everybody are blank because they are not learning, they are not catching the thing. They are just studying. They are just they are coming to class just to get attendance.
Yeah, and the other part about it is like when you learn something, I've seen a problem with that with myself and a lot of other people is that you learn in a class and you think like, oh, I've come to a class, I finished that duty. I've done this XYZ homework, copied from someone or
Yes,
Stack
yes.
Overflow, whatever in your field, right?
Yes, yes.
And then you go home and you feel so good about it. But that's actually not work. Like he said, you have to work 20 hours to 14 hours, however many hours to get good at your subject. And we don't have that, at least not in like as a mindset. Because now this is my idea. We've been told to do well till 10th grade, right? At least our generation. When 10th grade and everything will be easier.
Yeah.
12th grade, everything is easier.
Yes, yes.
Oh, choose a good career, everything is easier. By the time you end your career, you have to go do a work. You have to go marry, or you have to have kids, or you have to do some bullshit that society wants. And after all of that bullshit, and then you realize that you haven't actually accumulated anything. How many of you here have a really nice hobby that you continue every day? Let's say you want to go to a gym. Do you have the drive to go to a gym every day?
Look, we try.
I try to, but
Let me add something like you studied in USA.
no, don't put that thing here.
Yeah,
I was the same shit. I was gonna be here, there as well.
No, there's some difference. Like you said
Oh,
that
I did, man.
you go to home, copy it from somewhere, or Stack Overflow. Like there's a big difference there. There is no copying from Stack Overflow in our institution. That's the biggest problem. There was one question in I think Reddit or Quora. There was a question like you can find literally any solution to a problem in Stack Overflow itself, then why should we pay that much amount of money to a programmer?
Yeah.
And a girl replied so nicely that copying a code just might cost you $1, but knowing which code to copy, it's priceless.
$100,000,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
priceless.
Quora, right?
Yeah, I think it was
Quora.
Quora.
Yeah,
Quora,
yeah,
yeah.
it was Quora.
So the problem is, people don't even know about Stack Overflow till very late in their, like, till 4th year, they don't know anything about Stack Overflow.
Even after
The thing-
graduate,
yeah,
they don't know.
they don't know.
Most of them.
The thing that we had to do in our first semester itself, because we were forced, like, you need to do a project. Teachers, lecturers, professor, they might come to class, they might not come to class. It was not a big issue, but we needed to submit a project.
Oh, hello.
We needed to submit a project, and we were forced. Like, we need to do some research
Anyhow.
anyhow.
Mhm.
Like, study class.
That is the big difference between the collected and selected students.
Yeah.
When we talk about
Oh,
Pulso games,
that's the best thing, collected
and selected. Yeah, that's the problem, right? The ones who are in the Pulso, right? They don't care about the professor. They don't give a damn. Okay, they are just there because they don't want to get NQ. That's not qualified. Yeah, they don't want to get NQ, and they have the capacity that they know that they can learn that thing by themselves, because there is no such thing that we study in engineering in Nepal. There's no aspects that reflect the practical, real world thing in our syllabus. That's just theory we study. We can study that by them ourselves. But what we are lacking is the practical knowledge. Nobody are teaching here. Not in Pulchok, not in private college. No any institution are teaching that thing in Nepal, right? And that is the one point we established Line Academy. I want to introduce that thing.
Yeah, you can plug it.
Yeah.
We sold
Yeah,
out.
that is the point of starting Line Academy, because the thing, we are all are engineers. Even I have a lot of things that I don't know about computer engineering. These guys are doing the field, the work which we do in the actual field, right? Computer engineering field. But I don't know
Jack shit.
10%
Yeah, basically.
of what they know, right? Because what we have got the same degree.
From same.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so the problem is that private college, they are not teaching what to learn, They are just teaching what is in the syllabus and what comes in the exam. Not even the syllabus.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to talk about the syllabus, they ask, the student asks me, is it important? That is the question, Is it important?
Does this come in exam?
Yeah,
Yeah.
does this come in exam? This is the frequency of the questions that comes in the exam.
So that's what I see. Like the crisis here is like people who are really good want to start like something entrepreneurial, and then the people who are not that good, you have to hire them anyways because there's no other way. So if there was like a similar group of people who were as passionate about whatever you're trying to learn already out there, you would not have to hire somebody. You wouldn't have to start up a Line Academy. To be honest,
Yeah.
Yes.
people who come into your academy, they're the same age group or the same age level when you started doing it yourself, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, now this might hurt your business a little bit, but
No, it's okay.
can somebody from Nepal just go on Udacity or any coursework and learn Python or whatever? I took that in like March when I really wanted to learn Python again, like some few Marches of March, which I don't know. I took that course and I learned it by myself. I didn't need anybody to do that. I didn't need any person to come and tell me I was doing this right or wrong. The online community was so nice to do it. Do you really think that, like, is it because of the access of unnecessary information out there in social media too that's affecting this?
Not only social media, like, the thing is, everyone wants an easy life. Like, there is one common phrase, American dream. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come back. I'll go back. to
Better
that.
than American dream is Nepali life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, you don't work a shift.
Yeah.
You only blabber things like you say.
Like we are.
Like we are.
Yeah, like we are doing.
Pointless at this.
And you expect that you get some money so that you can live a chilled life.
Yes.
It's much better than American life. That's Nepali life.
Yeah, that's
The best
actually
life in the world.
And everyone wants to live that life.
Mhm.
So if everyone is trying to live Nepali life, then Nepal can't progress. Not only Nepal, not individuals can't progress.
But the same individuals that go into these countries like Australia, US, and everything, I've heard from the people, not about myself, but I'm an asshole. But most
Yeah, you
people, there's no
we can agree
debating
to that.
The most people, the hardworking people in all the groups out there are Nepalese people. The same people who don't do shit here are the most hardworking people. It's just a flip. It's just a binary flip right there.
No.
Maybe
Isn't
that's where the government plays the important role,
No, it's not. I think it's not something.
Management plays the important
no.
role.
Can I follow that thought before?
Okay. Then I'll say something.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Why do you think that government plays a role in that?
Look, everything is. I have never been to America, for your kind information.
Dude, like, don't bring that shit to me. Like,
But we assume that everybody who goes to America already assume that America is a well-managed place. Everything
Let
is
me add-
managed there.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Let me add.
Okay, you will add it to
People,
that.
the viewers will know that you have not been to America from your English itself.
dude, like, come on, like, self-roasting. This is really important. No, I want to hear your point. This is really important.
Continue, Pandey.
Okay, now that is the problem, right? We already know that everybody are assuming that that's the well management, that is the best country in the world. For in our head, it is already there, right? And in Nepal, we can do whatever we want. Okay, nobody is stopping that. Nobody is forcing us to work. But if we go to America, and first problem is that in Nepal we have already a place to live, food to eat,
Yeah,
everything we have. But when we go there,
we have nothing.
we have nothing. Then we have to work. We have to do shit, right? The things which are already available here without doing anything, we have to work for everything.
Every penny and every cent.
Yes, yeah, that is the point.
Even parents,
That's
kick your
actually
ass
true.
when you complete your higher studies. Then the youths today they will be forced to work.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They
You
have
know-
chill
you
life.
know-
Everybody have chill life in Nepal.
You know how frustrating it was going to a different country and then
Yeah.
realizing that all the people your age
Are
have so many other skills
Yeah.
just because they had to work really hard because their parents, even if they were like millionaires,
Yes.
would not let you just sit around in your ass. They would make you do, like, if you if you were good in school, they would make you do gymnastic or play football or something like that.
Exactly.
Even if you were an asshole, it doesn't even compare to the amount of comfort like the Nepalese kids have provided. If you really think about it.
Let me add something to that. Like in a foreign land, I think I've also not been there.
This is just a roasting thing of people who've been in foreign lands and people who are audiences that my friends who live there, we're being roasted here.
No, we have also got friends who live in foreign land.
They're also being black ones. Yeah.
So there is a culture that you need to work.
Mm-hmm.
There is a culture like that you need to work. But here, no. There is not a culture like that. So you should study. Like after bachelor's, like basically what you do is after bachelor's you have got 2-3 options.
Mm-hmm.
Like do a job, start your own business, something like that. And there is another great option. Do masters.
Yeah.
If you do masters, you don't need to earn a penny because your parents will support you. Because you are studying.
Yeah, dude. The best masters, MBA. Do an MBA, man.
Anything like I didn't join any master's degree for like we have recently joined master's degree. We all 5 of our friends like we are doing masters in economics. Like everyone was like saying do masters, yeah. And I didn't cave into that. Like I don't want to do masters. Like I'm having a career like from 6 in the morning to 10-12 in the night. I'm full on busy. So where can I find time to study something?
So if a dude who has like who earns 5 lakhs a year, right? Let's say that's a really comfortable amount of money to earn in like not a year, let's say a month. I've seen someone who does that.
Yeah.
They didn't even want to go do a master's. Their parents were screaming in his ear that he needed to do a master's. He needed to do this and that.
Yeah.
Now, I understand if you are not earning money or doing anything, your life is not progressing in a certain way. But what's the deal with doing a master's? It's just a black hole from money that you spend. And how many people do you actually know that like actually have like really good like salary right after doing masters? There's not a lot of people that are gonna stay here after they do their masters. They do the GRE and they go for a PhD in XYZ foreign country anyways, right?
Yeah.
So people
unemployment
basically go
problem-
after bachelors
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Like there was another pressure like, what's there in Nepal? What's the future of Nepal? You need to go abroad. Go now, go now. Like it was there, but
Now it's not.
no, it's still there.
You know what made me go? Like
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is a nice little story. So during my plus two or the other form of plus two that's available in Nepal, I'm not gonna name that because that's another good story.
We are
I
not
had
going
to
to say it's A level. We're not going to mention that it's A level.
yeah whatever.
We're not going to mention it.
A level.
No, we are not going to mention that he did A level.
Yeah.
Oh, he did A levels from the same school. Yeah, so I had to there was at that time it was so politically unstable that you had like a strike every day. So I had to travel from like New Baneswar to what was this place like Logankill, and then I could walk, right? But what's a kid to do? Walk from all the way over there and sit for 2 hours and give exam and walk back? Isn't that enough stress already for that kid to prepare for that exam? And the other thing was, and then I went to go give exam at Pulchuk, right? The year I gave the exam first time, it was like cancelled. The first exam was cancelled.
Yeah.
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 The first exam
Yeah,
was
yeah, I
cancelled.
remember.
And
Batch
then
senior than
I,
us.
huh?
You are a batch senior than us.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was in 2012, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it
2016.
was cancelled and it was retaken.
Retaken,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Not. I don't think I was a batch earlier. I think I gave the exam early.
No, you can't give
no.
You can give an exam.
I'm
How can
okay.
you give an exam
Any-
without completing?
Anyways, so
Really?
that happened. Now I got pissed off, man. Like I prepared so hard for this, and then they would say, "Do this bullshit." The next exam, I just gave it for my mom's sake. That was the day I decided I didn't want to be in this bullshit country. But then I went into a different country, and then I got the perspective that, oh, it's not about the country; it's about the management of the country. And I'll tell you still, like the place I went to, the management wasn't great, but it was slightly better than what I was used to. And then over the year was what I realized was it wasn't just like the whole system that was like that, it was the people who changed the system. And then when I realized it and I saw everybody in my country, at least my age people, and I saw them always like, oh, my people are not like the same old as I thought. And then when I came here, I saw that change a little bit. But today that change was also slightly hindered because the conversation I had with somebody was like really eye opener, and I thought, maybe change wasn't that great, at that time.
So, like going back to the things that we were discussing, like he said that it's something that government should do, like anything. I think it's what he said, like it's something that people should do.
Exactly.
It's more what people centric we should be.
Yeah.
Like we're not people centric. Like in any foreign land, like we had discussed this many times. Like when you go there, you are a Nepali. Yeah, you are a guy from Nepal, so all the Nepalis get together. But in our country, you are not a Nepali. There is a political label in your head.
Yeah.
Like you are from this party, you are from that party. There is a label on your head, and that is the main thing that is hindering our progress. It's not the leader. We choose them.
Every party but ganja party. Don't do drugs, kid. Don't do drugs.
So we are selecting our leaders, and then we only say that we don't have good leaders. That's our main
Yeah,
problem, I think.
where the leaders gotta come from like the same people.
Yes.
Anyways, so before we end this today,
I think I need to conclude something like
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
because we moved to Hattiban.
Hattiban.
We have not still
Oh
moved
my God!
we need to move here.
yeah.
Let me complete that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
after Hattiban, like Line Academy, a thought of institution where people can grow their skills technically, that came. And except TechKunja, there were three of us, three other friends, like Chetraj is one of them, Pandey is one of them.
Who's Chetraj?
No,
Who's Chetras? Who's Ora?
He violated the rule.
You know someone?
It's not a rule. This is pointless. It's pointless.
so
Like you said.
there was him, there was another, there were two of other friends with whom we studied in Pulchuk together. Like they were from different streams. One was electronics engineer, another one was electrical. So we shifted to this location after that because on the ground floor we have got Line Academy, and on the first and second floor we have got TechKunja. So that like we can operate here itself and everything can be done. And we have got a nice building that is 2.5 storied, and it has got a nice compound and everything.
Yeah.
And we are at the 2.5 storied right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
This
there.
is just our chill room, like
Yeah.
where we like
You
sit
chill.
and-
You chill. Or YouTube.
Yeah, where we sit and
We do the
Like
podcast
us.
without the camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also pointless.
Yeah.
By the way,
Where we
before-
don't play call break. We play
Marriage.
Yeah.
dude, like
Marriage is much better than call
Call
break.
break.
whatever.
Where we
Dude,
play.
what,
Yeah, we can do a voting here itself.